Just under 12% of urgent breast cancer referrals in the Northern Health and Social Care Trust were seen within the stipulated 14 days. The target is 100%. The longest wait was 44 days. Margaret Carr of Cancer Research is with us. Good morning, Margaret. You're very welcome. Alarming, these figures, aren't they? The extra wait for a particular patient in this case was 1 month, 6 weeks in all, instead of the 2 weeks recommended. Are you shocked by that?
Not necessarily shocked, obviously disappointed, very disappointed. It's very distressing for patients when they have to wait longer than they are expecting to wait.
What do they go through? You know you're high risk, you're an urgent referral. 2 weeks would be a long time, but 6 weeks?
It depends on the person, obviously. Everybody reacts to a potential cancer diagnosis very differently, but there's no question that it's distressing to everybody in their own individual way, and not just them, but also their family and friends, their work colleagues. It affects lots and lots of people in their wider circle, so it can be very distressing, certainly.
And beyond the emotional distress, we know that early detection is critical. This can have an impact on outcomes.
It could. It's not necessarily going to have an impact on outcomes. That, again, it depends on individual cases. The thing about it is that this situation is indicative of probably a wider issue in the health service in terms of workforce, and particularly diagnostic workforce. The Trust has said in relation to this particular issue that it was a question of capacity didn't meet demand, and the capacity issue was because of holiday and or other types of leave, that sort of thing. The problem is that when services are vulnerable, and I mean having a low staff base to begin with, that when one person goes or two people go, you can be in real difficulty, and that's apparently what's happened in this case. We have seen it before in another trust, albeit, but it is really a serious issue, and it's about stabilizing and making sure that you have enough staff at the base level that you can cover when people get sick, because it happens to even health staff, or when they go on leave, or whatever.
And of course, these professionals, they're entitled to holidays.
Absolutely.
So can you anticipate that these problems will arise again at Christmas?
Not necessarily at Christmas, although you would kind of expect that, because lots of people want to take the holidays off. Although I think with winter pressures, etc., I think the health service staff themselves know that it's not a great time at work to be taking off, so probably many of them don't take as much as the rest of us do necessarily. But it is going to happen again somewhere in a particular service, maybe in a different trust, but this situation will happen again.
So what can be done? There's been talk in the past, hasn't there, about centralising services. Do you think that would provide any real benefit? Or is it a case that if we don't have enough staff and we have an increasing volume of people seeking the services, there's always going to be a mismatch?
There will probably always be some bit of a mismatch. You can never have 100% of the staff you might need. That's not the way to run a business or to run a health service either. However, this is going to rear its head again in some way, shape, or form. Centralization or partial centralization may be part of an answer. The health board is working on a review of breast services currently. It's my understanding that the conversations are happening between the department and the board about the proposal and what that will look like. I don't know. My understanding is then it will go out to public consultation probably early in the new year. And I would suspect, but I have no inside information, I would suspect, though, that it will involve some version of consolidation. Whether that means there will be locations that don't do certain procedures or certain parts of the breast service, I don't know. But that could potentially be a way forward.
Margaret Carr of Cancer Research, thank you for that. And we should just say the Northern Trust sent us a statement in which they said over the summer months, the Northern Trust experienced a high level of demand for breast assessment that was far in excess of the Trust's capacity to see all patients within 14 days of referral. This resulted in an increased number of patients waiting more than 14 days. The Trust took action to address the position by securing additional in-house breast assessment clinics in Antrim and also in neighbouring Trust. As a result, October per improved to 57.5%. From October 29th, it says the Trust is back to seeing 100% breast red flag patients within 14 days.
17 minutes past